So I'm Madan Maurya and I'm a final year undergrad here at IIIT Bhopal. Today I'm here on the behalf of GDSC IIIT Bhopal talking about Hacktoberfest, and I'll be sharing some of my experience with all of you. So I'd like to begin this talk with a question. What is open source? I'm sure most of you must have used some of these projects at some point in your coding journeys. And even if you have not, I'm pretty sure you have heard about most of these. All these projects are open source, but what does that even mean? By saying that these projects are open source, I mean to say that one, they are free to use, two, I can go and look up any of the source codes. Better yet, I can go and change their source codes and I can share my version of the code with the world. Let's say I want to add a feature to the Python project. I can go and look up source code for Python and add my feature to it. And I can basically go and look up, I can go up to the Python devs and I can say, yo, look at my feature. And if enough of them like it, I might be able to contribute to a language that 79% of all developers claim to be their primary coding language. Basically, open source is a platform where developers contribute to build something that belongs to everyone, is built by everyone, and is for everyone. Great. But how does all of this relate to today's topic? Well, this is exactly what Hacktoberfest is all about. Hacktoberfest is a month-long celebration of open source that is run by DigitalOcean. It's an open invitation to all beginners, enthusiasts, and basically all of the developer community to contribute to open source. You can do this in many ways, contributing to open source projects, hosting your own projects, and even introducing your peers to this cause. All of these are great help. And I know some of you must be thinking by now, what's in it for us? Well, first of all, did you not hear me back there? Open source just sounds so cool. Everyone getting together to help their favorite project grow. It's just a great thing. Another thing that I find really cool is the scale of the projects. You would be contributing to something that millions of programmers might be using to build something for billions of end users. And well, if that doesn't excite you, I don't know what will. Giving back to the community, we all have seen paid softwares like Photoshop, Illustrator, and some of our favorite games. And while we're supposed to be paying for all of these, do you remember the last time you were asked to pay for your React project or your Python project? No, right? These really useful projects don't have a price on them. And that's because a bunch of programmers got together to create something for the community. Contributing to these projects is a great way to give back to them and to the community. Last but not the least, the swags involved. Hacktoberfest sends out free t-shirts and stickers to everyone that takes part in it and completes the challenge. You can also choose to not claim the t-shirt, in which case they mark your contribution by planting a tree in your name, and helping the environment is always cool. Now that we have all of you interested, let's talk about how. Actually, before we talk about how, let me first introduce you to a few important terms like Git. Git is a free version control software or VCS, and its basic function is that it tracks the changes you make to your project folders or repositories as you would call them, and it allows you to save different versions of your code. Let's say you added a buggy feature to your code, and normally you would have to go through each file and clean your mess up. But with Git, you can browse through the history and find a version of your code that worked and revert back to it. Cool, right? Next, we have GitHub. GitHub is like a social platform where you would upload your open source projects for the world to see and contribute to. A fork. A fork is like a copy of someone else's repository. It only makes sense that before you make any changes to someone else's code, you create your own copy of that code. In case something goes wrong, it doesn't affect the original repository at all. Next, we have pull requests. With forks, we created our own copy of the code, but what happens after we add a feature to it successfully? Pull requests help you to merge your code with the main project. Cool. So now that we know all about this, let's go and see this in action. So I have my GitHub page here. First of all, let's talk about how would we go on to find issues. Let's say I want to find something to work on in Flutter. So I know the language for Flutter is Dart. So I would go ahead and search by Dart, and wait, I would go ahead and search by Dart. Make sure you search globally and not in the user. And I would filter my results by language. And see, I have a bunch of repositories that use the language Dart, and most of these would be Flutter projects. Some of these would be Dart projects. So this is something I can work with. I can find an issue here to work with and create pull requests. Let's say I want to contribute to the Flutter repository. I can search Flutter, find the repository, and once I have it, the one of the first steps that you should be going through before contributing to any projects is going through the README files. You will find a lot of useful information here. For example, this README file contains a contributing to Flutter guide. A contributing to Flutter guide would help you inform how you would contribute, how you would communicate with the team, how you would set up the projects in your own system, and what rules you must be following while contributing. Let's say I have read through all of this, and we're going to find some issues. Now we see there are like there are 9,533 open issues right now, and of course we can't solve most of these. So to start something like this, we mostly have labels, and you can search by labels. So most projects that you would find would have some sort of labels for beginners. Let's say for Flutter, it's good first contribution. For some, it's good first issues. So you can find your issue that you want to work on here. Flutter also uses another label that goes by easy fix. These are also easy to fix and do not take up much time. So for a beginner, these would be perfect projects to work on. Now, to explain to you all today, I have a repository here that you all would be contributing to as well. So I can what I'm going to do is I'm going to fork this repository and create a clone of it to contribute to this repository and create a pull request in order to show you how it's going to be done. So I'll go here, tap on fork, I'll choose my account, and this would basically create my copy of this repository. Cool. So now you can see here's my name, and it says fork from Karthik1. So that's all good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to download this repository, or in Git terms, we call it clone this repository. I'm going to copy this URL, and I'll go ahead and type in the terminal git clone. Great. So since I have my repository now, I'll go ahead and open it. I'll keep my repositories here. This is the one, and here it is. So for this repository, I've already gone through all the README files and the contribution guides. What I want to do is, you can see most of these folders would have some kind of README files, but the front end folder doesn't. So what I'll do is right now is add a README file to this. Great. So now I have a README file in the front end folder, but this is not enough, obviously. What we'll need to do is we'll need to upload all of this code back to GitHub. So let's bring up a new terminal. I'll add the changes that I did. You use git add. Dot is for current directory. That means you're gonna get all the changes from your current directory right now. After git add, I'll add a commit message. To commit means to basically save a version of your code. So right now I'll create a new commit, added readme files for frontend. It's always better to make your commit messages a little descriptive, not too long, but they should explain what the commit is basically doing. Committed, and now I need to push this code back to GitHub. So git push origin master. Great. So now I can go and look at my repository here, and I can see I have a new commit here. It says added readme files for frontend, and I can see this branch is one commit ahead of the master. So to do this, we'll need to merge this with the main repository. We'll need to create a pull request. We contribute and we open a pull request here. We can see that it is able to merge right now, so no problems with that. I'll go ahead and create a request. Since the title of this is enough, I don't need to explain anything here. But for most repositories, you would find that they have a sort of template to their PRs, and you have to follow these templates by heart. They generally uh, they generally inform you what all you need to put in the PR, so that there's always essential information in there. I'm gonna create the PR and done. All we need to do is wait for Karthik to merge this, and we're done with this. So since we are done with all of this, let's go over a few do's and don'ts. Do ask before contributing. Make sure the project you're working on accepts contributions, and that the issue you're working on is not assigned to anybody else. It doesn't make sense if you have multiple devs working on the same issue, so don't do that. Be nice. Now, this is something I can't stress enough on. It's very important to be nice and be respectful. Be professional. Some of these projects are maintained by industry veterans, so you want to keep it nice with them. Stick to the template. As I told you, many projects have set guidelines for your PRs to make sure that they contain all the necessary details, and make sure they adhere to a guideline. Read the contribution guide. Like we just saw now, many projects include these, and they help you getting started and letting you know of any unsaid rules. Don'ts. Do not promise something you might not be able to do. While it's nice that you try to take up as much work as you can, do not hoard issues. Do not take up issues you cannot possibly solve. It just wastes everyone's time. Do not be passive aggressive. Again, circling back to the same point, be nice to everyone and be professional. Hoarding issues. I've seen this happen quite a lot. People take up issues and then they vanish for months. Do not be that guy. Don't spam. While it should be a given, I am still stressing on this. There was a lot of negative buzz in the community regarding Hacktoberfest and Indian developers last year because of some careless YouTube videos, and this just ruins it for everyone. So don't do that. Fake PRs for the sake of a T-shirt. Okay, now I'll like to say this. T-shirt is really cool thing, and it's really a nice incentive. But do note that it's not cool to try to get that with fake PRs. Making minute changes to README files do not count as meaningful contributions, and you would get banned for this. Now, a few important tips. Start small. It's okay to not contribute to the huge projects with tons of stars. It's okay for your first contribution to be some kind of documentation change or not actual code. Start small and keep growing. Do not be scared of asking questions. Whether you find yourself stuck or the issue seems ambiguous to you, communication is the key. Do not be afraid of asking anything. Try to contribute to a project you're passionate about. While I said start small, I'd still like all of you to at least try to land a PR in something that you're interested in, something that you can be proud of. I remember last year I contributed 2 PRs to the Flutter repository, during Hacktoberfest, and while those were not the biggest contributions, there were really a few lines of code and a few tests. I'm really proud of these contributions. So contribute to something you are interested in. Some companies encourage you to do better. Some companies would invite you to contribute to their repositories and earn even more swags in the process. I created a Circle CI org, which is like a library for CI/CD config files, if you know what that means. And I earned a free T-shirt and a badge and a few stickers. So it's always cool to look around for those. And to finish this up, I know open source still seems like a daunting thing to step into. So to help make your journey a little smoother, we've got some of your peers setting up projects for all of you to contribute to. I'll let the maintainers talk more about these. For first, we have Karthik Pant with us.
Thank you, Madhu sir, for that nice introduction about Hacktoberfest and how we can take part in this. So as he said, we also have lined up some beginner projects which can be starting steps for many of us into open source community. So here I am Karthik Pant, third year CSE. I'll be briefing you about my project IIITB Hogwarts, which I am putting up for this Hacktoberfest. So let's start by talking about the vision behind this project. So this project started with the aim to motivate students to do project works and to provide them a platform to share it with their peers. What basically happens is students on registering into the app are segregated into 4 groups, and upon submitting link to their project works or any such achievements, their group is offered some points, like it used to happen in Harry Potter movies, and so the name goes IIITB Hogwarts. Talking about the project that is on GitHub, it consists of both backend and mobile app. Backend is in Node.js and mobile app is in Flutter. So if anyone is beginning with these, so they can definitely give it a shot. README is well written, and you of course saw one README being added just now. And it guides you how to set up it locally and get started. Also, if any one of you runs into any issue, I am always there. Reach out to me, I will definitely help you. Issues are really beginner friendly. More engaging issues like chat implementation, etc., would be added later. So hope to see you guys contributing in the project. Thank you. Over to you, Ashish.
So thank you, Kunal. Thank you, Karthik, for that introduction. So hello everyone. My name is Ashish Kashyap, and I am currently a third year student here at IIIT Bhopal. I'll be giving you a quick intro about my project, Movie Recommender. So Movie Recommender is really a very simple project. It's a simple website that recommends movies and shows similar to the query title, and it fetches these similar shows and movies with the help of the TMDB API, the movie database API. This website is built with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and the code base is pretty easy to understand, so you won't have any difficulty contributing to it, even if you are a beginner. I'll be adding more issues regarding adding new features and resolving bugs to this repository if present really soon as I get time. So keep an eye on this repo. And yeah, that's all from my side. And do participate in Oktoberfest this month and get started with your journey of open source. I hope all your PRs gets accepted and you all have a great learning experience. Now, Mohit will give you a quick intro about his project Space Voyagers, which is a really cool project, by the way. So, over to you, Mohit.
Thank you, Ashish sir. So, good evening to one and all present over here. Myself Mohit Khanna from second year IIITB. Today I am going to give you all an overview of my participation in Hacktoberfest 2021. I am participating as a maintainer and a contributor in Hacktoberfest. I am maintainer of the repository named Space Voyager. The word Space Voyager itself depicts the fact that one who travels the space. I am more interested towards space and astronomy from an early age. That's why I had this idea to create this project in which we will create all-in-one space exploration app. We will be using APIs, discrete information, and many more things. The tech stack I use for this project is React, CSS, and some sort of APIs. I had created a few good issues on my repository so that contributors can participate in a systematic way, and currently 6 to 8 contributors are actively working on my repository. So at the end, I want to say that if you are a React developer, be it a beginner or moderate or advanced, you are most welcome to contribute in my repository. Just follow these things, create an issue, make the PR, and the contribution is all yours. Hope you all join me this Oktoberfest and looking forward to contribute together. Happy Oktoberfest. Thank you.
Also, there was one thing I would like to add. We circulated a Google form for students of IIIT Bhopal who want to participate as a maintainer. So, if you are willing to participate as a maintainer, do fill that Google form. I guess Ishika will share the link with you all again in the chat. And we will compile the list of all the participating projects so that the students of IIIT can easily contribute to them. And regarding the benefits of being a maintainer this year is that maintainers will be able to earn a t-shirt pack without the same pack that contributors receive without having to do 4 pull requests. And 10K maintainers who complete their actions will receive a swag kit. And if more than 10K maintainers qualify, they would be prioritized by the quantity of PRs they have action for. And for more information, you can, just check the Hacktoberfest official website also.
Great. So now that we have all that in place, we'd like to inform you that we are creating a Notion doc that would contain some of the resources uh, about information about where you can find more issues to work on, where you can find more companies that offer other incentives as well. So all that information would be on this link. This link would be dropped in the chat. Also, I'd like to add one more thing. I forgot to tell this, but when you're trying to find issues, you can also go up here and just type label Hacktoberfest and state open. Uh, all of GitHub. So this is also another way where you can find Hacktoberfest issues to work on. Uh, I guess that will be all. If any of you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask them. Cool. So I guess we'll just take it as we have no questions as of now.